Hey guys. Well, today I decided to do a different video, different kind of video for me, and I want to talk about the my version. I've seen a couple of the videos on this, but I thought I'd do my version of the worst parts about living in a van. So I'm going to count them from least bothersome to most bothersome for me. I'm going to count. I'm just probably just going to have 10. But I could probably think of more, but I think 10 is the basics. So, number one, it's not that big of a deal for me, but I know it is for other people, is what you might call forced minimalism. You're forced to either get rid of your stuff, or a bunch of stuff, or store it. And storing it is kind of, I don't know. For me, it's not a good idea because out here you're paying probably $100 to $150 a month in to rent one of those big storage locker type areas. So I really don't want to pay that. Excuse me. So basically, I mean, I've seen some people with so much stuff in their van you can't even move around. It's just, I just can't. I couldn't deal with that. So so basically, you have to like really pare down on the amount of stuff that you have and live with less. That's simply put. I mean, I have my clothes, my tools, my music gear, and that's pretty much all I have aside from stuff that I need to get by day to day, like food utensils and a few odds and ends, but that's pretty much it. Okay, so that's number 10. Number 9 is noise. Living in a van, you're going to hear noise. Now, if you're out in the country or boondocking, um, probably not as bad. But I am 100% in the city and I park on quiet streets. But you're still going to hear the odd loud motorcycle or somebody walking by talking loudly. It happens all the time. Usually, if I'm sleeping, I wear earplugs. Well, in fact, all the time I wear earplugs when I'm sleeping. But even if I was in an apartment, I'd still be using earplugs. I just need them to sleep. So, noise is a big one. Number 8 is the stigma of living in a van. You know, I've recently become single in the last 3 months, and I thought about dating again and stuff, and I'm not really in the mindset to want to do that. But even if I was, a major stumbling block would be telling the girl that you want to date that you live in a van because you're going to get judged, and people are going to say, "Oh, you must be society dropout or whatever." So that's a big thing for a lot of people is dealing with the stigma of living in a van. Let's see what else we got here. Number 7 is, as you can see right here, towels. Drying your towels. This is still wet from this morning. This is supposed to be microfiber. I bought this at Walmart, a package for $3. It's still wet. It's been in the van for about, good 10 hours. This one is from a few days ago. This is a regular cotton towel, and it's almost dry. And I'm going to invest in a good quality microfiber towel, and I hope that's going to address that issue because I only need 2 or 3 towels, but if they're always wet, it makes things difficult. Um, that's partly because I live in a very humid area. It's often 85% and above humidity. So that's a big one. Uh, Number 6, food. For me, I still haven't got my stove going yet, my single burner stove going, and because of that, I eat out way too much. I probably eat out 4 times a week, 3 or 4 times a week, and each one of those times is an average of $10. So I need to get my stove going, and that will address that problem. But another part of the food issue is just I like to eat. I'm a vegan, so I like to eat lots of fresh fruits and vegetables. But my cooler is very small, and I just don't want to deal with all the trying to keep it fresh and stuff. So basically, I'll buy a bag of mixed salad and a tomato and some nuts, and that's some good fresh food I can eat right away. Make a nice salad. So food is a big one, just dealing with the whole food issue. Number 5, getting into the ones that are more bothersome to me, the higher we go, is having people ask you, oh, where do you live? Like people at work or whatever. And then you're confronted with a situation where is you going to tell them the truth or are you going to lie? And I, because of where I work, I can't tell people the truth. I don't want to get into why, but I just simply won't tell them. So what I have done, because I don't want to lie either, so what I do is I just joke about it. And so if someone sees me coming out of my van and they go, why are you driving that big, huge van? And if someone says, hey, are you living in that thing? My immediate reaction is just to joke it off and say, yeah, my blanket's a cardboard box. And then switch the subject. So that's how I deal with it. I just change the subject and, be evasive. So I haven't had that question too many times. But yeah, that's a problem. Is I don't want to lie and I don't want to tell. I don't like to keep secrets. Number 4 is it's a very confined space. I mean, I don't mind small spaces, but it's confined. I mean, it's not like you can walk around to the kitchen or go to the bathroom, and just being in one spot for a number of hours can get a bit old. So I've learned that I try to not stay in the van for more than 3 or 4 hours at a time. So I basically, if I have a day off, I'm not going to stay in the van all day. There's no way I can do that. It'll drive me a little bit nuts. So that is one of the major drawbacks of living in a van. And I actually thought about when I decided I was thinking about either a full-size van or a minivan. I was seriously considering doing the minivan thing because it's just way more stealthy and way cheaper in gas. But I am very glad that I went with a full-size van because of the space issue. I mean, I don't own that much stuff, and it's just the nature of the beast, There's not enough space. Number 3. This is another one that I will be able to address shortly, and I bought and it's hot water. I like having hot water because I like to have a cup of tea, and I need hot water to wash up in the morning. I just wash my head and take a shower at my ex-wife's place. But in the morning, every morning, I need to have my head washed, my face washed, and I refuse to deal with cold water. So I know I could go to the gym and all that, but I just don't bother. It's way too much hassle. So what I basically do is I boil water or microwave water wherever I am, like at work or at my ex-wife's place where I'm looking after the kids. And I fill a large thermos up with water. And it stays hot, and it's fine, but it's a hassle doing that on a daily basis. And you really appreciate, people should appreciate if you live in a house or an apartment just being able to turn a tap on and have hot water. So that's a big thing. That's my second biggest thing. No, third biggest thing. But I'm addressing that soon by having one of those 12 volt coil things you put in a cup and it'll heat your water in about 5 minutes. But it's just a cup, mind you. It's not that much. Okay, number 2 is ice. For me, I use these blue ice packs, and it's similar to hot water. It's a daily issue. If I want to have my soy milk cold for my cereal in the morning, I need to have ice. I need to have those blue blocks frozen, and I put them in the cooler, and it keeps it cold. But it only lasts for 1 or 2 days maximum. So that's a big one. Every day I got to deal with that issue. I got to get ice, put in the cooler. And the biggest number one issue for me living in a van that I find the most challenging is urine. Urine disposal is absolutely disgusting. And some people can deal with it better than others, but I just really don't like it at all. And I'm working out a new system now. I used to just have one 6.5 liter laundry detergent jug, and I found I'd had to empty it every 4 or 5 days. And you got to bring it to a bathroom, usually a public bathroom that's got a closed off toilet area, and then I dump the urine into the toilet, flush it, of course, and that is not fun. It's gross. And then I take about 45 milliliters or about 3 tablespoons of bleach, and I put that in the container that holds the urine, and I swish it around well, and then I empty it, and then it smells like bleach instead of urine, and that works really well. But just doing that is just the grossest thing. I just don't like to do it, and to me that is the biggest negative of living in a van. Luckily, I rarely have to go number two in the van. In fact, I've only done it once, right, and that was just as an experiment, to see what it would be like. And there have been times where I'd be in the mall parking lot and I'd just feel like, uh-oh, I'm going to have to go poo soon, so I go into the Walmart and use their facilities. But, yeah, urine is absolutely disgusting. My method of how to make that not so disgusting is just to be able to stretch it out for longer. So I just bought a 10-liter container. I actually bought it. It's actually a big I think aqua something container. And it holds 10 liters of water. Well, I'm going to be putting urine in it. And that way, I'm hoping to eventually get 2 of those, and then I'll have 20 liters. And so I should be able to stretch it out to 2 weeks of not having to dump urine. And then twice a month, I can handle it. You do it all at once, you psych yourself up, and you go do it. But yeah, that's the grossest thing. And my number one negative thing. So, a lot of those are tolerable, like, the minimalism thing is tolerable. Hot water and ice. I mean, they're a bummer, but they're definitely tolerable. And the hot water, I'll be able to solve that issue, so it won't be a big deal. Anyway, you're probably curious as to what this is. This is my new counter. I'm just letting it. I put a couple coats of polyurethane on it, and I need it to dry in an area that's not where my living space is, which is back there. So this is got the VOCs, and they call it off-gassing, I guess. And it's still fairly smelly, so I'm trying. It's been in here for a day. I'm going to probably leave it in here for 2 or 3 days. I still got to do this little shelf thing. That's going to be done as well. And yeah. Anyway, this video's getting long. I better cut it off. Thanks for watching, and have yourself a good night.